Alright, here is 2 minutes to midnight slowed down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me grab the book and go over what we talked about. Alright. Where's my pen for pointing? There we go. Alright, let's try this again. So we looked at Guitar 2 today. So right here, that is the half note rest, because it looks like a top hat. Hats for half. Top hat, half note rest gets a count of 2. Next, that is the 8th note rest, followed by 3 8th notes. So the only thing we're playing right here is the and 4 and. We go to the 1, that lasts only an 8th note. So we have an 8th note rest, quarter note rest, half note rest, and that's a whole note rest, and then that continues. This is guitar number 2 down here. Actually, that says guitar 1, finishing off riff A, and then just guitar 2 right here. It comes in and hits the A5 chord, which lasts a quarter note, and then quarter note rest, half note rest, whole note rest, and then another half note rest, 8th note rest, and then we got the and 4 and count again. So we have the 3 8th notes, which leads us to, I guess that's in frame enough. To the 8th note here, and then again we have the 8th note rest, quarter note rest, half note rest, 3 whole note rests going on there. And then we have the rhythm we've already covered right here, just both guitars repeating that now. And the other thing to look at on the other page we talked about, so we got, it says riff A right here, and then down here after bar 8, or at the end of bar 8, it says end riff A. So that's important to pay attention to, because right here it says guitar 1 with riff A. There's a tongue twister right there. With riff A, with riff. Which gets played over these 4 bars and those 4 bars, and then they're both playing riff A right there. So we started looking at the vocal melody rhythm. So right here we have a count of 1, 2, and 4, because we have a quarter note, 2 8th notes. This 8th note is tied to beat number 3, which is a quarter note, and then we have another note that we start on beat number 4. So a quarter, 8th, 8th, that's tied to a quarter note. So 1, 2, and 4. And then we have quarter note, 2 8th notes, this one tied to a dotted quarter note. and eighth note, so that would be 1, 2, and. So this comes in on the upbeat of 4. So the dotted quarter note lasts the length of a quarter note plus an eighth note. So remember, the dot adds half the note value to that note. So like a dotted quarter note would be a quarter plus an eighth note. The dotted eighth note would be an eighth note plus a 16th note. So a dotted, you're not going to really see a dotted whole note, but you might. A dotted whole note would be the length of a whole note plus a half note. Dotted half note would be the length of a half note plus a quarter note, and so on. So right here, very simple rhythm, 4 quarter notes, so it has a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right here, we talked about that grace note. When a grace note happens, you basically play those two notes together as if it was on one beat. So you just count them as those two notes on one beat. So we have eighth note, quarter note, eighth note, quarter note, eighth note, rest, eighth note. So because of that, we got the 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and. So this eighth note rest happens on beat number 4. So that's why I'm waiting for that part right there to come on the upbeat. So that about covers it. So yeah, if you have the time, work on writing underneath there and hear the vocal melody. Write out the full count. So kind of like how I always do it, just kind of have your 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this way you have your base or your skeleton structure on which all that stuff will be based upon, and then you just underline the parts that you actually would play. Alright, I believe that covers it all. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in a week.